Hi, this is Tutor from Uplatz, and this is the second part of fourth module. This is where we left off, and as of now in the fourth module, we have created some fields on student object, and now we need to create some more field to student object. And before we create other fields, let's understand few things. As we have already seen, when we create a custom field, then underscore underscore c appended to its suffix. More properties are required field and unique field. We have seen those required field and unique field checkboxes. Default value are help text and encrypted fields. External ID, we have seen a checkbox on object named external ID. Uh, Fields having text data type or number and email ID can be marked as external ID. External ID is used when we are uploading data with the data loader or we are using data integration. Objects can have 25 external IDs. More will be added in future releases. Custom indexes are created automatically. If custom field is created after records, there are chances of data loss. We have seen this already in our previous module. Field type. Custom fields are fields created to store different custom informations. Standard fields are created when the object is created. IDs are primary key system generated and indexed. First three characters represents the object. All accounts records will start with 001 and context starts with 003, etc. Here is a sample URL of Salesforce. After .com, there is a contact record ID. Here, this represents a contact record ID. It will vary from Salesforce org to org. Right? Currently, as per this prefix, it represents a contact record. If you have any contact ID and you don't know it belong to which object, then all you need to do is after the .com you just add a slash and then contact then that record ID, and it will navigate to you to that particular object record page. As we have already seen, when we create object, then we have to create a name field where API name remains name, but we can change its label, and we have only two options to choose for data types, either a text or auto number. Text is just a string field, and auto number, as its name signifies, it auto increment itself. Owner of the record or creator of the record, and can be changed later. Other standard fields are created by created date, last modified date, and last modified by, as we have seen all these on our student object. Data type, a particular kind of data item as defined by the values it can take, the programming language used, or the operations that can be performed on it. We have seen a list of all the data types such as number, currency, and percent. For a date, to enter a date value on a text field, we have explicitly we have the date data type. Then we have the checkboxes, pick lists, multi-pick lists, specific formats such as email and URL, phone. These are just string fields. These can hold the strings, but these are particularly formatted as their name signifies. Email will hold only emails. Then URL will format the URL to increase the readability, and phone will format the phone to increase the readability again. For text, we have data type, then we have text area, long and rich, and then we have text encrypted. Then we have auto number, formula, and roll-up summary. We will talk about formula and roll-up summary in our later in our coming modules. Field dependencies. Before we talk about field dependencies, let's log on to Salesforce. This is my ID and password. I log into Salesforce. Previously, we have created some field on student object. Now I go to app launcher, and from the app launcher, I go to our application that we have created. From that application, we have added only one tab which represents the records in student. If we want to see all the record, we can go to all, but as of now we have only one record named John. If we click on this record, then we can see the data. We have some fields, but we need some more fields on the student, such as we want to know that where the student is coming from. So we need a city and a state field to to add some more field, or to edit this object. Either we can click on setup and we can directly click on edit object, and it will navigate us to the detail. It navigate directly us to the student page. Here we have details and fields and relationships. We need to add some new fields, so we'll click on fields and relationships. Here I click on new, and now we will click pick list, and because we want to give options to choose from, I have created this notepad, and here I have add New York as a state. I add state, field label is state. Either we can use create a global pick list value set, and we can choose the global pick list value set from here. Suppose we have a global pick list, we need global pick list when suppose we have multiple subjects where state and city field is required. So instead of adding cities and state each time, we can create a global pick list value set named city and call it here. Right now it is not showing anything because we have not created any global pick list value set. So we will enter the values manually here. I'll add New York, we'll add California, and third city will be Texas. I will leave this as default. We don't need required. Click next. Then here we have some profiles. Click next. We have the page layout. Send, save, and new. We have created state, and now we need city. For city again, we'll choose pick list. Click next. City. Again, I'll enter values. I have mentioned here values. These are the cities in New York. And then these are the cities in California. These are the cities in Texas. I'll just format them. Next. Leave it as default. Next, then save. Let's see these in action. I'll just refresh my. Okay, here is the state and city field. Right now, these are null because we have not selected anything. So I edit it and choose state here. I'll choose New York here. Okay, so now I can see all the cities, but as but but when I select New York here, so I should only see the cities which belongs to New York only. Otherwise, this doesn't make sense. If I select Dallas here and state as New York, this won't make any sense. So it will lead us to garbage data. So instead of saving it, I'll click on cancel. We will use a functionality provided by Salesforce named field dependencies. Let's click on field dependency. Click on new. Controlling field and dependent field. Controlling field, we will select state here, and then dependent field will choose cities here. Click on continue. Here we have above we have the options of parent field and then the child. For We have Dallas for Texas, Houston, Houston and Austin. For California, we have San Jose. For New York, I select these. Now I click on, before saving it, we can also preview this. For the state, if I choose New York here, oh my bad, I need to click this button, include values. Now I can click on preview. If I select here New York, I can see only cities which belongs to New York. I close it and then save this. Okay, now I refresh this page again to see the changes. Okay, right now state is, and now I cannot select city. To select city, I need to click on state first. I'll choose New York, then I can see cities only under the New York, and then as per California, I see cities as per California, and I click Texas, and I can see cities under Texas. Now I can choose, if I choose Texas here, I can choose Dallas here. Click on save. This makes more sense now. Field dependency. We have seen field dependencies in action. Dependent fields, country and state in that country. And we have seen the example of states and city. Standard pick list fields cannot be dependent fields and can be controlling field. Standard pick list fields are those fields that we are not creating it. It's already created. In some of the S objects, you will see the pick list fields are already created. Number of values in controlling field is 300. Custom multi-select picklist cannot be controlling field. To know more about this field dependency, I have mentioned a URL here. You can go to this URL and read more about field dependencies. Types of relationships fields, as we already know, the types of relationships are many to many and one we have seen many to many and one to one and one to many relationships. But in custom objects, the most of the time we will be either using master detail relationship or we'll be using lookup relationship. Or the third thing is we can create an object with the two master detail relationship, and that object is called junction object that we use to create many to many relationship. To create many to many relationship between two objects, we need to create a third object with two many to many with two master detail relationship. We'll do this in action in our later modules. Types of relationship fields. Master detail relationship, tightly coupled relationship between two objects. Detail object inherit the look and feel and security of master. Master record is required to create record in detail object. Cross object field updates and roll-up summary can be created. As we have seen roll-up summary as a data type, we will do this in action in our later modules. Lookup relationships are loosely coupled. This relationship can be created when detail object record exists independently and likely linked to master. Detail object ownership and security is independent of master. Cross object field updates and roll-up summary cannot be created. This is an important thing to be noted. If we need to create roll-up summary field, the relationship between those two objects must be master detail. The same cannot be created if the relationship between two objects is lookup. Now let's understand many-to-many relationship using junction object. Process of creating many-to-many relationship. Create junction object, create two master detail relationships, customize related list. The first master detail relationship you create on your junction object becomes the primary relationship. This affects the junction object records. Look and feel the junction object's detail and edit pages. Use the color and any associated icon of the primary master object. Record ownership, junction object record ownership is inherited from the first master object. Search layouts, list of accounts and columns displays in global search. Lookup dialogues, list of fields displayed when you click on a search icon from a related objects. Lookup phone dialogues. Soft phone dialogues do not remove phone field. Accounts tab. uh, List of accounts that are displayed when you click on Accounts tab. Accounts list view. List view present in the tab view. Search filter fields. You can include more fields for search. Click show filters to get this search window after you get the search results. Now, before we wrap up, let's see those search results. Here we have search layouts. Here by default we have search result, a layout created named search layout. We also have compact layout here. We have lookup filters here. And we will be discussing other options in later modules. In our next session, we will edit search layouts and we will see this in action, and we will see the output when the benefits of creating and or editing search layouts. Till the time, keep practicing. Till the time, keep practicing and try to do the same that we have done. Please create a student object if you haven't created already. Create the application and create the fields that we have created, and also try to create some field on the student object. Thank you so much. Have a happy learning.